My name is Richard Marshall. I'm with Lapine Development, also sometimes with Ceres Lapine Development. We own and manage the Orbit and Centaur buildings, former NASA buildings that we did a historic redevelopment.
My name is Kedar Susu. I am the president and co-owner of the Soaring Hospitality Group.
My name is Bianca. I am a senior talent acquisition specialist with Commute Air.
My name is Tanya DeSello, and I am president of Criterion Precision Machining. We're located in Brook Park, Ohio, and I am the third generation carrier of the torch of the family machine shop business. The size of the screws that hold your eyeglasses together to the size of a softball for the medical device, aerospace, and weapons firing industries.
I'm Dale Miller, and I currently serve as president of Cuyahoga County Council. I also am the council person from District 2, which includes 2 wards, Hyde of Cleveland in the West Park area, and the cities of Lakewood and Brook Park. So except for Lakewood, this is Arizona Alliance territory. And I've been pretty much with the Arizona Alliance from the beginning. I was one of a small group that initially Longfield, Berea, and Fairview Park. So this focus on this particular area gives it a concentration that's unique to the region.
Hey, my name is Steve Weitzner, and I have been a site selection and economic development consultant for about 35 years.
Tom Lazaro, President, Midwest Transatlantic Lines. Midwest Transatlantic Lines, we're a global logistics provider in Cleveland, a international freight forwarder, U.S. customs broker, owning and operating a bonded customs facility and a foreign trade zone.
Sure. My name is Tom Cesura. I'm the president and owner at North Coast Seal. We are a local distributor within the Arizona Alliance networking group.
I'm Mayor Edward Orcutt from the city of Brook Park. My relationship with the Arizona Alliance is one that has a great investment for our community.
Sure. My name is Brent Painter. I'm the Economic Development Director with the City of Strongsville. As far as the Arizona Alliance, we are proud members of the Alliance, and I believe about a year ago, I joined the board of the Alliance, and then also do a lot of activity within our business community with both Rushu and Mary.
This is Bill Selbach. I've been on the Arizona Alliance board for the last 4 or 5 years since we hired Rishu to do a strategy, and then we restructured the board after that strategy and hired Rishu as our CEO.
Great. Well, 2 hats. My name is Mike Kilman. I own Jets FBO Network, which is across a number of airports here in Ohio, in particular at Cleveland Hopkins, and then of course I'm the chairman of the Aerozone board.
Yes, I'm Mario Codispoti. I'm the Director of Communications and Workforce Development at Lorain County Joint Vocational School.
Absolutely. My name is Ian Marks. I'm the Manager of Employer Solutions for Greater Cleveland Works. We are the workforce board for Cuyahoga County, so we work with all kinds of job seekers across the county and try to connect those job seekers with really meaningful employment. We have a very vibrant employment ecosystem here in Cuyahoga County, so lots of opportunities to place those folks.
You guys do a ton of work with small businesses who, without your help, I don't know how they would connect to some of these organizations, NASA in particular. You guys really provide, especially with Mary's help. She's so active out there bringing in new companies. She's connected us with any number of companies, and that no one else is doing that. I think of Arizona really as like the infrastructure glue. It's not competing with anybody. It's Northeast Ohio, a coherent front door instead of a fragmented one-off and introductions that kind of stall out. You guys really provide not just the introductions, but you follow up and you really provide the infrastructure for deeper integration between these groups. So an important thing.
The relationship with the Arizona Alliance has been, one of the most fruitful relationships we've had, not just in business, but community. Arizona, for us, has really boosted our business. The relationships that have been brought in, the cast of characters that we've been able to connect with, all different industries and from all different demographics and walks of life. The best things that we were able to manage of because of the relationship with the Aerozone, the excitement of the Cleveland Browns potentially moving over to Brook Park Road, which would be a stone's throw away from our across the street from the airport, hitting wall after wall and trying to find the right person to talk to with the Cleveland Browns about becoming us, as we, everyone will share the same street. And the Aerozone within a day said, we've got the right people to talk to. Here they are. And before the evening, even we were all copied on an email, and meetings were set in the coming week.
I really appreciate insights into our community. And if it wasn't for Aerozone, a lot of these companies would never have met each other, communicated with each other. Expanding their networks, Aerozone gave them the opportunity to do that. So just really understanding what's going on in our community a lot better and connecting people, I think, makes a big difference. Aviation is a very niche community. Sometimes in warehouse, you're going to have one position available and 500 candidates, whereas in aviation, you're going to find it's very close-knit, it's hard to get into, and Aerozone is expanding that. They're really giving people the opportunity to be a part of something much larger, and the industry has room for growth, and I think that the more that people get involved, the more that people have an understanding of it, is definitely going to be, it's going to be good for everybody, and Aerozone gives them the opportunity for that.
I wanted to just comment a little bit about the Aerozone Alliance and how valuable it is to the region. I think what makes the Aerozone Alliance kind of unique and different and especially valuable is it brings together things that are usually fragmented, like workforce and sites and infrastructure and permitting, and treats them the way that companies actually experience these factors as one single decision. And from a site selection perspective, that's pretty important. Right now, companies care most about speed and clarity and predictability, and the Aerozone Alliance gives the region a coordinated way to deliver all of these across multiple jurisdictions. And importantly, I think they go beyond just attracting investors and employers. The Aerozone connects companies and training partners and communities so that growth turns into real career opportunities for local residents as well. So my perspective and from my experience, that sort of regional alignment is hard to find, but super valuable. Thanks.
Yeah, here I want to say that someone kind of watching how and connecting the dots, and it's one of the great things that you guys do over there, especially you and Mary Jo. The way that you connect the dots, there's this unique value of where he operates at this intersection of like infrastructure, workforce, and industry, where there's a uniqueness that Aerozone has been able to bring all of those together, and it's really helped make a smooth transition, good communication. It really helps projects move in a lot smoother, speedier way, and that's the value that I see, the connections and the attention that Aerozone has given to this local economic area.
So I'm gonna take a step back and say that I've been working at North Coast Seal since 2011, and recently I purchased the company 2021 and 2023, half and half. Why that's important is because today I can now make the decisions and I don't have to go ask what we can do in order for us to grow. So I had all of these great ideas, but none of them were able to be exercised to their fullest potential until I gained that ownership. So once we did, we needed to figure out who's in our space, who can we work with, who can help us, and how do we take this older distribution company and bring it to the 2020s in order for us to survive through these next challenges. So as I mentioned earlier, we started shaking hands, getting out and seeing who was around us. Mary came in with a few members of her team. We met the new mayor and just started to see who's next door to us and what can we do in order to grow. The one thing that specifically that the Aerozone Alliance has done for us is they're really good at making sure that they know how to connect us with the right people. But Mary came in, looked at our needs, asked us what we were doing, really enjoyed my story and the company's story of where we were, who we are today, and more importantly, what our future looks like. And with that, there's always some growing needs and some growing pains, but she was able to connect us with, Team Neo. We found out that there was a grant available for some specific machinery for us to grow. We went ahead and did our due diligence to get everything working, and a few months later, we found what we needed, and we were able to apply for that grant, and it got applied and it worked. So it was, without teaming up with Aerozone, we would have never known where to go at this point.
The Aerozone Alliance has been a special tool for the city of Brook Park and our economic development department. we are able to work together alongside the Arizona Alliance to be able to create jobs that are in and around the NASA base that we have here in our region. And their tools have been anything from coming to city council meetings and planning commission meetings to be able to help promote a new company or an idea, a system that may be able to help. They've also been a great tool for us to be able to advocate to Washington. And one is the nuclear fission program, which is a huge win for this region. And everything that the Arizona Alliance had done to be able to help assist that, working with Congressman Max Miller and the city of Brook Park, has been one that is going to have a long-term effect in a positive way for this region and the city of Brook Park. The Arizona Alliance acts as a local economic development partner in great ways. I love the idea of having a benchmark. It gives us a goal. You know, we say we're going to do 1,000 jobs, and we're doing it. We're out there doing it every single day in all the municipalities that belong to the Arizona Alliance. And we see that there's great job growth in Middleburg Heights and Strongsville. Brook Park alone, we're doing very well. I just had given a report to the Arizona Alliance just 2 weeks ago that showed that, you know, within 4 or 5 years, just what we've done over the last 12 months, we've added 405 new jobs. So I like the idea of a benchmark. I think it gives us a goal, and I think we can obtain that. And we're in the middle of it right now. And I love the idea that the Arizona Alliance is there to help us, you know, make benchmarks and help us deliver. There's many times that we have relied on the Arizona Alliance to be able to come in and be that closer for us to be able to get a deal done. And it all works together, and it's been a great system, one that Brook Park is extremely proud to be a part of.
The Arizona Alliance is an important partner of the city. It's helping create value by spearheading regional collaboration and enhancing the economic development within the community surrounding NASA and Cleveland Hopkins. The group is very proactive, they're results driven, and importantly, they are a connector of assets in a region that must learn to collaborate better to compete. And I'd be happy to give you an example of how that's worked here in the city of Strongsville, and how the Arizona Alliance has added value to what we do. The city of Strongsville, multiple times myself, has applied for federal assistance through the Economic Development Administration, or the EDA, to support job growth in our business parks. The feedback from our applications was that our focus was too singular, not regional enough. Really, we couldn't compete for EDA funding because we were approaching it from a city-only perspective. But through the efforts of the Arizona Alliance, a regional grant application was awarded by the EDA to the Arizona Alliance that led to the funding of the Arizona Economic Catalyst Plan, which is a great plan just recently wrapped up that focuses on creating the blueprint for attracting Arizona companies to the region. And because of this, and because of that study being done, the city participated heavily in this study, the city of Strongsville, and now we're going to benefit from the best practices and strategies that were laid out through that plan. And again, if it wasn't for the existence of the Arizona Alliance, a nonprofit group that is really connecting assets and leading the charge on collaboration within this region, that funding would not have been received for this area, and that plan would not have been developed as one of the foundations of how we move forward.
Oh, it's immense. From the business owner perspective, we were trying to make a multi-million-dollar investment here on the field and could get no traction. We had inadequate contacts. We had zero level of interest. And the ironic thing is that, after millions of dollars investment, these buildings actually get donated back to the airport. So it would seem to be a slam dunk, but could not get off dead center. And because of Arizona's unique relationships with the airport, the city, the various funding sources, the building department, the fire department, you name it, we finally got off dead center. That started with Arizona's entree of our company to a council member who kind of picked up the water and ran with it. Manufacturing Works was a huge player in getting us our pathway, and as a result, we were able to build a multi-million-dollar complex, which will revert back to the ownership of the airport after about 25 years. There is not another organization with all of those inroads, with all of those relationships. It's sort of concierge service, and I don't know how you would duplicate it, and certainly no other organization has.
Yeah, the Arizona Alliance has really been a treasure trove of resources, industry connections, and then access to decision makers, from C-suite executives to owners and founders to elected officials that are advocating on behalf of the state of Ohio, and then also on a federal level. And so it has been really exciting and then also interesting to see how we thought our relationship would kind of maybe work in a silo. Let's just use workforce development, but now we're talking about grants, and now we're talking about positioning the region, and now we're, connecting with business owners to elected officials. And so it has been really refreshing to see this evolution of the Aerozone Alliance.
Absolutely. I mean, the Aerozone itself is unique just in terms of small area, such a huge impact on this region. So it's really important to us. And there's so many new things coming on. I mean, if you're a sports fan alone, they're digging giant holes to that Brown Stadium. But working with the Aerozone has really been special to me. I think the main reason because it's tearing down a lot of barriers that exist in our local ecosystem for workforce. There's something like 78 different agencies that operate in the workforce development capacity. And what the Aerozone's been able to do is bring together a vibrant group across higher ed, public-facing workforce, high school, outside talent agencies, and to bring them in and have a singular voice and a singular door. So as we go to these companies who work within the Aerozone and have very unique needs, because of that relationship, we're able to really cut through a lot of the back and forth, the red tape, and be able to really hyper-focus on what that solution is for the employers. I haven't been a part of a collaborative effort like this where territorialism or getting credit has been more paramount than actual results. And this drive for results to serve our employers and meet them where they are is this is sometimes a secondary type of thing, thinking about workforce because they're worried about sales and making sure the revenue's coming in. So to have this streamlined setup that we can interact with companies on has been extremely valuable to me here at Greater Cleveland Works, and I've been really excited to be an additive part in playing my role in that relationship.
Visit just the other day of the new NASA administrator highlighting all of the needs that NASA is going to need for the Artemis missions, the upcoming space missions. And so many of those critical pieces come from research or direct from NASA Glenn. So it's a chance for NASA Glenn to be front and center in an environment where, frankly, they're looking to close federal facilities. So if these aerospace initiatives go away, we lose. Potentially they close our base.
I'll tell you right now, if the Aerozone did not exist and if the Aerozone was to go away, I think a lot of the relationships within that zone that's currently been captured with the Aerozone, I think it's going to fall very loose. I think collaboration in that area, which is a ticket area, will go down to zero. I think we would really miss the connective tissue that the Aerozone has between all of the partners that they bring in that are not even just within the Aerozone. I thought would be lost, and I think that would be a detriment to the community. There are things happening within that zone with the development, with the airport updates and development, with the changes that are happening with NASA, with the infrastructure that's going to be happening on public roads and highways. And without the Aerozone, I think having all of those decision makers and strategy builders in one room would be a difficult task to accomplish without having.
Yes, that industry of aerospace, it's growing. It's here. It's in front of us. We must act now. We must be able to continue to move and grow within that industry. If we don't, and we don't work together, then what we will become is a silo community that would have no help. Aerozone Alliance helps put skin in the game for us to be able to attract these new jobs. And without them, we would probably lose jobs to other parts of this region, maybe Cincinnati or Dayton. And what we need to do is make sure that we take care of our great asset of NASA here in Northeast Ohio. And I believe that, Aerozone Alliance going away just puts us all back to where we were before, where we have this silo economic development on individual municipalities. And that really isn't a great system. We need to be working together. And Aerozone Alliance brings us all together.
It's good timing for that question. I just returned from a trip from Asia, and it was a regional meeting of all of our Asia partners. And so me going to the meeting as in a way as an outsider, as being an American at the meeting, the sentiment in Asia right now is, and we've seen it around the world, that right now the world is figuring it out how to do business without a focus with the U.S., right? That the big conversation between our Asia partners is, how do they increase inter-Asia trade? How do they increase trade from Asia to Europe? And we see trade agreements happening around the world with countries from each other. And we know countries are going to continue to trade and buy and sell from each other. So there's a uniqueness that especially at this time, that we really need to dig in and to be at the forefront of being able to develop new services and to make ourselves as U.S. companies important again, because trade's still important, but the world is figuring out ways to move and not have us as the and thinking and focusing as the U.S. as the leader in that. So the work that the Aerozone is doing by bringing by making those connections and really being a driving force to keep industry running in the local economy could be more valuable than ever right now.
To me, it's not just the networking, but it's basically an economic engine built all around this strategic location, and it's a shared industrial focus. So if we invest in it now, we can capture it, we can get to the next wave of the aerospace, all the advanced manufacturing and growth opportunities are here versus watching it go somewhere else.
In my mind, the Aerozone Alliance is at a critical time, and we have to keep this momentum moving forward. Through the work of the Aerozone Alliance, in my opinion, we've really laid a foundation for regional growth. And let me give you a couple examples of how that foundation or baseline has been laid. First, through the Aerozone Alliance, we completed the Aerozone Current Conditions Assessment with Cuyahoga County, really laying out exactly where we are, what our strengths and weaknesses are in the region. Then, working with industrial real estate brokers, the Aerozone Alliance successfully inventoried all the available buildings and lands within the Aerozone that fit for aerospace or similar manufacturing type future development. Critical part of economic development, understanding the space that's available, building and land. To keep going, to keep that foundation building, the Aerozone again worked with the EDA, got a grant to create the Aerozone Economic Catalyst Plan. As I described earlier, a critical plan that really is going to benchmark what other NASA regions are doing to create jobs, and it's critically important to us. And then also the Aerozone Alliance is in the process of completing a Transportation Economic Development Initiative, or TEDI study, that is going to really dive deep into the infrastructure needs in the area and what needs to be addressed and looked at on that front. And all of these different tasks, all of these accomplishments, again, helped identify the strengths and weaknesses in the area. And, you know, I like to say it was really our job to do the homework, to do the due diligence, to complete the studies, to know where we're at, what's working, what's not, where are we at with infrastructure, buildings, sites, all of that. That homework's been done, that due diligence has been done. And I say it's a critical time now because we can't stop. Now that we have that baseline established, it's time to move forward next step into the strategies and to create new job growth, to utilize the economic catalyst plan and really make sure that we're creating jobs and improving the lives of our residents and the opportunities for employment for them. So I really think it's a critical time. I think great work has been done so far, but I'm excited about the next steps where we utilize these baselines and these foundations and start to see job growth in our communities.
Well, I think you have an airport asset that has been largely, I don't want to say neglected, but I'll say hyper-focused on airlines. And while that is extremely important and probably the majority of the Cleveland Hopkins Airport budget, it's not the entirety of what an airport is. It's a huge economic engine. And I don't think there is any other organization hyper-focused on development at the airport, whether it be real estate development, the development of the relationships between the airport and the surrounding communities, and potentially the governance of the airport. And in its current form as a city-run airport, it's hyper-focused on airlines. What Aerozone brings that isn't or hasn't been focused on is the real estate and economic development that are akin to most airports that have been neglected at this one for some time. So if there were a Port Authority-owned airport, it might have an economic development arm of the Port Authority. It would focus on these issues. But the airport is city-run, and it is focused solely on airlines, or has been. And I think that's changed with the new port director and the new city leadership, but it is largely with Aerozone's help that has come to fruition. I think that now was the time to hyper-focus on real estate development in and around Cleveland and Hopkins. We have NASA Glenn looking at divestitures and partnerships. We have the Browns project, we have the terminal expansion, and we have potentially the South Campus for development and expansion of aviation-related businesses on field. That is the first time all of those things have aligned, and it's our opportunity to hit it out of the park.
You know, to me, all eyes are on the state of Ohio. From the federal level and the players that are there to the rich assets in the region to cost of living, that whole live, work, play mentality, everything is in alignment. But again, put those things aside. I would say there has never been more synergy and key players at the table. We've actually created a new table, and those are doers, those are change agents, those are movers and shakers that want to take Northeast Ohio, want to take Ohio to the next level for the future. And I think that's what's really been exciting about this moment, about this intersection, about this cornerstone, is you're seeing a new thought leadership come in, and that table is changing, that dynamic is shifting, and you're seeing a more future-ready Ohio. Because I truly believe when students and community members succeed, Ohio excels.
The first one is bringing additional jobs to Cleveland. The Arizona Alliance, as we said, includes the city of Cleveland and several surrounding. And as new businesses, as existing businesses expand in the Arizona region, even the businesses are not physically located in the city of Cleveland. Significant numbers of people who live in Cleveland are going to work at those businesses. So it's going to be jobs available for Cleveland residents, and that's going to be a real benefit. The second advantage is the airport, which is one of the city of Cleveland's most important institutions. It greatly affects travel and tourism business. It businesses of all kinds to operate effectively in the city, and by a working relationship with Hopkins Airport, Arizona is going to be able to do some things to help enhance their effectiveness. And the third is that through the Arizona Alliance, leaders in the city of Cleveland are developing and improving with the surrounding communities that are in the Arizona Alliance region, and that has to be a great benefit to Cleveland, because there's always this Cleveland suburban yin and yang, but that people realize we're all in this together, the better it's going to be, and Arizona Alliance is helping to kind of working relationships with the city of Cleveland and the surrounding communities that we need to be most effective as a region.
I think so. I think in terms of a number of the companies that we're working with, who I've interacted with through our dealings with Arizona, they're multinationals. So they may have headquarters here or branches here, but it's really putting more of an eye onto Cleveland. I think everything that's happening with NASA Glenn is also helping with that. But to kind of remind folks of, we're here, we have this awesome blue collar legacy, but we also have a ton of highly educated individuals who want to be in this region. So this highlight as far as, all these opportunities that exist, from entry-level technicians to high-end engineers, there's a place in this city for everyone, and it only makes it more attractive, not only for the region, but the city itself. And then, the secondary aspect, if I was putting my economic development hat on, as all these new jobs come in and we continue to promote it, that's additional tax revenue that's only going to make the city better.
As business people, we understand return on investment out of our relationships with you guys at Arizona. We've gotten introductions at NASA that were very important for some of the work we're doing. We've really seen direct return on that investment. And we see you guys working hard, and we really respect the work that you're doing. You're having success. You had the first ever summit this year, which was held over at the Aviator, but it brought together a lot of important speakers, made some really crucial connections between people and ideas that are going on in the Arizona. So that doesn't happen without Arizona Alliance.
There's a lot of places that as a business owner, I can spend my time. And I think it's important that the biggest value I can add is, believe it or not, is saying no to things so I have more room and more time to value what I am involved in. And I do think the Arizona is important, because how else do we build the future for manufacturing in the Brook Park / Cleveland area unless we're boots on the ground? And there's a lot of national organizations, there's a lot of workforce development initiatives that are really big and broad, but what I need is what's happening in my backyard. And that speaks a little bit to the value of why I want to be involved, is because it is my backyard that I'm looking for team members and employees and, vendors.
Arizona Alliance is making toward achieving financial sustainability and achieving an operating model that's less dependent on government assistance. The county provided a $120,000 ARPA grant for organizational development to help the organization obtain memberships, partnerships, fee-for opportunities, and a variety of that are going to generate regular income and sustain you. And this is a healthy and positive thing, and it's still in progress, but we're getting there.
For us, the real return on investment has been through the unique connections Arizona has helped make for us within the industry as a service provider. It's given us the opportunity to get out there in front of industry and it given us the opportunity to prove ourselves with the services that we have. We're a Cleveland-based company, and we know that Clevelanders are proud of what they have. It takes work to build, what we're doing here, and the return on investment is the opportunities that Arizona has given us in front of manufacturing industry that we've been able to grab onto, and and then create our return on investment from that.
Every time we are spending taxpayers' dollars, we as leaders have to think about, what is that dollar doing, and what is it producing for your constituents? For the city of Brook Park to be able to make this investment in the Arizona Alliance, what it's done for us, it's paid back and made a return on that investment that is greater than 4 times. It's something that has been a benefit every single year to the city of Brook Park. It's an extension of our economic development department. It coexists. It's something that provides revenue for the taxpayers of Brook Park. It's been nothing but a success for us.
Yeah, there's a couple approaches and a couple reasons. And one is we did our own master plan in 2018, 2019, how time flies. We really identified as one of our goals to be a regional leader and a collaborator within the region. It can be too easy sometimes to lock yourself within the borders of your community and think that that's okay and there's nothing else that comes into play, but that's not how real economic development works. Whether it's workforce development or business growth, businesses don't see borders of cities when they look at their labor market pool. So if we're not active and collaborating and leading within the region, we're not doing everything we can for the city of Strongsville. And the second reason is we're funded primarily through income tax collection here at the city of Strongsville. It's over 75%, sometimes more, of our general fund revenue is through income tax collection. And whenever you have partners out there that are willing to look at ways to create new jobs, sustainable wage jobs, especially within advanced manufacturing or aerospace, it's something that we should be a part of. We should be working with those groups and connecting the resources we have, the available buildings and sites we have, with the overall regional objectives that are out there. So those are really the primary drivers of our participation, and happy to say we are looking forward to our partnership in 2026 and beyond.
I think if the Arizona Alliance went away tomorrow, what a defeat for the region. Put NASA Glenn aside, put the Arizona, put that aside too. The connections, the relationships, the industry expertise, the acumen, the thought strategy, that doer mentality that the region would lose would be really would be unfortunate. And then behind the scenes, a lot of people don't know this, but we are working within this micro ecosystem called the Arizona Talent Partners, and it's a small niche of doers and change agents and movers and shakers that want to see impact, that want to demonstrate impact. And breaking through the red tape and challenging processes, challenging the status quo. And so I think we have already seen such tremendous success, and we're excited about it. We are charged by it. We're motivated by turning the narrative, changing the narrative that Cleveland, Northeast Ohio has had a talent problem. And we're saying, no, it doesn't. We are changing that mentality. We are changing that narrative. And so I think if the Arizona Alliance stepped away tomorrow, that infrastructure that has been created and also sustained would be a loss for the region.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the voice of some of these companies who are working in a very high-tech specialized field would certainly be lost. That seat at the table to bring together different economic development professionals from the different communities and have that be able to let them know their support's out there. And really, there's a specialness to the group of members within the Aerozone, beyond what I've done on the business side, but I've gone to some of the networking events and interacting with the clients. There's a special closeness and understanding that's really building a community. And I think that sense of community would certainly be lost in the real community itself. And I'm not sure if there would be a suitable place to replace that. So I would, be personally, just because I love working with the individuals who work at the Arizona, it would be a blow to me. But I think to this community, losing the greater community in Northeast Ohio, losing that affinity group that's so hyper focused on results in this niche would be a big blow.
Is how are we able to accomplish some very lofty goals with only 2 paid staff? I'd like to address that because I think we're doing it in a very intentional and very effective way. So as Rishu has communicated, we've just put together a 2-year strategic plan to place 1,000 jobs in the Aerozone over the next 2 years. And we have 6 different objectives and areas of focus within that strategic plan. So it's a very lofty goal and very detailed plans in these 6 different areas. So the question is, how can we do that with just 2 staff? And I would submit our approach is based on 3 uses of resources and intentionally leveraging partners and volunteers above and beyond our paid staff. So let me elaborate on that, how we're going to meet our lofty goals with just 2 paid staff. So the first point is that we have gone through a very careful analysis of the highest and best use of Rishu and Mary's time and allocated their total time to the 6 different program areas and objectives within our 2-year strategic plan. So the first way we're accomplishing this is very, very clear specification and accountability for the time of our 2 paid staff people. Second way that we're going to accomplish it is we have another 13 volunteers that Rishu can share the detail with. And these 13 volunteers are all helping us achieve our mission. So just 2 examples. We have 2 individuals from the real estate brokerage firm NAI Pleasant Valley. And these 2 individuals are volunteering their time to help us market our real estate assets, provide advice and counsel on who to go to, how to really leverage the real estate assets that are available in the Aerozone. So we don't have to hire a real estate person on the staff. Another example would be the relationship we've created with Greater Cleveland Works. And Ian Marks is volunteering time to help us make connections with potential employees for the employers in the Aerozone. And Ian wants to do this, and Greater Cleveland Works wants to do this, because as you probably know, and I'm on the Greater Cleveland Works board, one of the challenges of Greater Cleveland Works is building stronger connections with employers. So with Rishu and Mary, we have great connections with employers. So Ian is helping us further the partnership with Greater Cleveland Works and potential employees. And then the third part of our approach to accomplishing our objectives is the use of our board members. Now, we have 23 board members, and many of them are very actively involved. And so, as you know, we have senior people from the city of Cleveland, from Cuyahoga County, from the airport, all on our board, and they help us in the relationship and the partnership with each of those critical organizations. So in total, we have a very, very intentional model of having a very, very lean staff, just 2 paid people, but then leveraging those paid staff with our volunteers in the community and with our board members. And this has been the approach from day one. And Rishu has done a phenomenal job of expanding the approach by adding volunteers in the community, these 13 people that I mentioned, and then very, very heavy engagement and support from the board. So it's a very unusual model, but a very intentional model. And I think it can be a very, very successful model and helps us accomplish a great deal with a very small paid staff. Thanks very much. Bill Selbach.
Well, I think that would be a misread. First of all, we have 2 full-time staff or nearly full-time staff, but that's not the entirety of it. We have a significant amount of board participation, and then we have a lot of team members who, because they believe in the cause, are working behind the scenes. We have marketing people, we have other folks chasing financial reward, we have consultants, we have other businesses that are lending their time at no cost. So while we might be a payroll of 2, we are a team of probably a good dozen folks with a centric goal. And were it not for that mentality, we couldn't accomplish what we accomplished. And I think there are always synergies. And what I mean by that is that while you look at my project that added 10, 12 jobs, 25 million, Team Neo, for instance, was a huge part of that. They were part of the capital stack. But they themselves could not put this together. It took the Aerozone relationships to do it. So everybody has a hand in it. And if anyone says that they are solely responsible for the outcome of success, I would say that's a misnomer. Failure has no fathers and success has 100.
The Aerozone Alliance itself is a very small organization. It's only a staff and a board is unpaid, but they have numerous connections in community and development organizations, business community, government, philanthropy, and so they've been able to bring people and resources together to make things happen, and that's a definite hit for the region. We've been talking for decades. We should be more like Alabama or Houston, Texas, or Pasadena, California, in developing these high-tech aerospace spin-offs from the NASA, and there's a lot of desire, but not much movement until recently. But I think we're starting to see progress. The mayor at Park just announced new businesses coming to Brook Park that are bringing new jobs in their base and aviation fields, and so I think getting close to that critical mass where we can see some very exciting things happen.
There's no other organization around that we know of that is getting themselves in front of so many people. It seems like either we're running very closely in the same circles and networks, or every time we turn around, you and Mary Jo are out there, massaging the community and keeping these connections happening. And when it comes down to it, it's the people that are involved, and it's the people that make the business run. And it's we appreciate you keeping tabs on all of us. That quarterly check-in and just stopping by and knocking on our door and saying, hey, what's going on? Bringing the team and connecting Team Neo and Jobs Ohio, and just showing up at our door with a true interest on what we're doing, that means a lot. So big thanks to you guys for creating that atmosphere.
I think One of the things that has been most beneficial to me, I'm newer to my agency. I've only been here, obviously less than a year, just over 6 months, is the connections that Rishu and Mary have into companies, and they're deep connections. They're not surface connections where they're willing to welcome me in. This company has never met me from Adam, and welcome me in as just the same level of professionalism and trust that the AeroZone's already built. That's been a huge win for me, and everything that I'm doing to try to grow our outreach in our business.